All right, Patreon exclusive. Impy's here.
Yo.
We're going to be doing these rather often. We're a little hamstrung on time, so these will probably be full-fledged episodes for the most part, bi-weekly. But there was something that went down over the weekend and also something went down a couple of weeks ago with Trent Dilfer.
Couple things.
So this Jeff Okuda, who tore his Achilles too, so he's had a pretty rough 18 months.
Real quick, what's the difference between ruptured and tore?
I have no idea.
Because the reason I ask is because he ruptured his Achilles, but I feel like he played on it ish.
Let's find out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Ruptured
versus torn.
Torn.
I mean, it's probably there's a bunch of context clues there in terms of two different words to describe it, but I'm just I'm just curious to know
Okay, so ruptures are often associated with obvious deformities such as tendon rolling up.
Okay.
And audible pop, while tears are more subtle and may only associate with pain.
Damn. So maybe he got the worst of the injuries. It wasn't as painful? I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. Don't really know what that means.
Yeah, me either. It's too, I'm not a doctor. That's why shouts to Stephania Bell.
Shouts to Stephania Bell. But last 18 months for him, remember, he's the big prospect coming out of Ohio State. PFF had him as one of the worst corners in football last year. And then the reason why I bring him up is because he had that incident with that head coach who DB's coach, Pleasant, is his name.
Aubrey Pleasant.
How do you feel about coaches yelling? First of all, you growing up playing sports, were you a fan of a coach yelling at you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an optimist. Generally speaking, I feel like all of my coaches wanted what was best for me. They knew what I was capable of. There's nothing wrong with some tough love. And these athletes are much better than I ever was in my life. And so I just think it's kind of, falling from the same tree, right? It's the idea of these guys are yelling and screaming and XYZ because they know you're capable of doing something that you're not doing. It almost kind of motivated me in a way where, wow, he sees something in me that I don't see in myself. He is pushing me to get to this point where I don't even think I'm capable of getting. So I always used to think of it from a positive perspective, and I always used to try to, see the good side in it. And yeah, I don't think coaches want to yell. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what they're trying to do. It's just they believe that you're capable and you're talented enough to do something, and you're not getting to that point. So let's try to get you there. Some communicate differently, but it's all coming from a good place.
I used to hate it when my coaches didn't yell. I'd be like, dude, does this guy care? Do they do they care about me? Do they care about winning? Do they care about the team?
Yeah.
I have very thick skin. It's hard to really upset me or for me to get triggered about anything. When I would get yelled at growing up, playing sports and shit, or even now when I do jiu-jitsu and I'll get caught in an armbar, Lucas will be like, come on, bro, how many fucking times I got to tell you not to spin that way? It's yeah, in jiu-jitsu, in combat, in mixed martial arts, it's combat. It's you could seriously get hurt if you don't listen to instructions. Watch the leg kick coming. Leg kick. Be careful. Check the kick. Or, roll off your back. Roll off your back.
And then it comes.
Right? Tuck your chin in. Tuck your chin. He's trying to choke you out. There's bigger ramifications there. Same thing with playing football, too, right? If you're not doing your job, you let down your entire team.
Yeah.
So the yelling, I think there's a problem that I think social media it's made people very, I want to say soft. They see those clips and they're like, how dare he yell at him and yell at that. It's bro, that's athletics.
That's normal.
Yeah. They also didn't show the clip later on where he kind of grabs him by the back of his head and he's tough love. Dude, when I play sports, even with my friends now, you drop a pass, it's come on, man, you're better than that. Let's pick it up. I used to be like Phillip Rivers, oh, fuck you, man, you're a piece of shit. How you drop that? And then after, I'll never forget, my high school coach was like, hey, man, no one feels worse than the person that makes a mistake. Not even on the field. Just think about it in life. Nobody feels worse if they have good intentions and they fuck up than that person.
Yeah. Yo, you hit it on the head.
So when you're not doing your job and you're getting yelled at by your coach cares about you. They want you to do well. They want you to play well. And they want the team to do well. And in order for the team to do well, you need to do well. So this idea that you get yelled at and how dare he yell at him, it's like, bro, fucking this is sports. This is growing up in athletics.
Yeah. Also, to your point about wanting to get yelled at, it's like if you care enough, you're potentially just as angry and upset as the coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're right. I kind of deserve that. You know what I mean? Like, I deserve that. And the one thing I'll say about making mistakes in life, some people, and I think this is kind of potentially why the coach was so mad, there's nothing wrong with making a mistake. Learn from it. Don't make it again.